let's begin our pack opening session. There's only one legendary that I am looking for, and the legendary that I am looking for is going to be used in my Paladin deck, and that is Gen Greymane. I'm also looking for neutral cards as well. Actually, that's not a thing about. I have at least 3 legendaries I'd like to get. The odd legendary neutral, the even legendary neutral, and then getting Greymane. They're all neutrals, I believe. So this is good. I'm also looking for golden legendaries so that I can just have a token to craft any legendary. You've got Gen. I'm jealous. That card's going to be very important in your Paladin deck. Hunter's going to do extremely well as well with the odd legendary because the upgraded Hunter hero power on turn 1, that is unbelievable. However, with Hunter getting the cards that they have, they likely will not be using their Hunter hero power until about turn 8, turn 7. They have an excellent curve right now, and it'll be hard to fit in that hero power. Though I am excited about the secret that the Hunter has and the secret that the Paladin has, as the main deck that I will likely be playing is the secret Paladin deck, and make use of the secret that allows me to draw 2 cards if my opponent plays 3 cards in 1 turn, which people will definitely be playing 3 cards. We're looking for golden anything because I plan to disenchant them, as typically on day 1 I focus on maybe about 2 decks max, and then I completely ignore building any other deck, so that on day 1 I can have my finished complete deck, as I don't plan on buying packs after this. If you want my advice, never ever buy Hearthstone packs unless they are pre-orders, because that's the only time you get value. So I have Dustfallen Aviana. Danya, that is an impressive amount of legendaries. I think that deserves an ASMR clap. And that has been your clap clap break. Let's continue. Congratulations on your legendaries. That's a card that I wanted to see Rebuke. People will use this card, but the problem is, are there spells that are important? When would I use Rebuke? I would use Rebuke for 2 specific turns. I would use it on turn 8 and turn 10, as if I'm not mistaken, Paladins have a really good 6-drop that is reliant on the board. And then, of course, you still have the Lich King, and so you want to play the Lich King with Rebuke so that they cannot cast spells and then something else. So Rebuke is going to be an excellent combo card for Paladin. Will it be good? I don't know. I don't think the Rush archetype for Warrior is going to be in the meta this time around. I think it's going to be Taunt Warrior. I think Quest Warrior is the way to play Warrior right now, as Rush is another form of control. And unless Grim Patrons make a comeback, or there's a Grim Patron-esque card in Warrior, I don't think Rush is going to work. That is a very scary card for Shaman. A 0 cost 2 damage spell with their totems. They have a spell power totem that's 3 damage for nothing. That is going to be a critical card for Shaman. I can see it. I wonder if that stacks with Hunter's upgraded hero power. I believe it does, and it's a mech too. That's pretty scary. It's also scary for Mage because that needs the 2 damage Mage hero power for Frostlich Jaina. Scary. Holy Water, another scary card for Priest. I think Priest is going to be a strong class this season as well, but it may be overpowered by Shaman. Shaman may be the perfect class for this season. That card is bad. You're essentially paying for 5 mana Assassinate Beast. It's bad. That card's bad. I will say that card is good to pull, but not if you are going to play it. Our first legendary card. Let's see what it is. Tess Greatmane. I'm getting trolled by the game as I did not want Tess. I wanted Gen Greatmane. So that is going to be a card that we are going to disenchant in the future. Echo. I forgot what the Echo effect is. I believe Echo is that it summons itself? I have to look that up. As consolation, we have gained an epic in the same pack. We've got a legendary, and we got the rare still. Excellent value, Dustwise. Rush, destroy a friendly minion and gain its attack and health. I wonder if Warlock will use that card. There's Echo again. What I think Echo does is, if you play it, then you get a shade of the card in your hand and you can play it again. If that's the case, then that means you can play infinite Walnut Sprites so long as you have the mana. Same with Cheap Shot. That's what I believe Echo is. Welcome Paper Thin, LOL. Welcome Exceed the Lost Ark to Thursday ASMR. We're opening packs, and they're going to be building decks. Enjoy. We have Swamp Leech. This is a very good card for Death Knight Hunters, but a bad card. It's not a bad card, actually. I could see Hunters running this on turn 1. Paper Thin, you're a little confused there. This stream is free for all until I get that sub button, and then it's free for most. Let's continue. Echo card for Paladin. Give a minion 1 and +1/+2. This card would be great if Ungoro was still a thing. I believe Ungoro is still a thing. So this card is going to be amazing if Quest Paladin is good. And I don't think it is. We will find out. Give a beast +3/+3. Shuffle 3 copies into your deck with +3/+3. That is why I think cards like this could be good. Let me spell it out for you. Hunter could play Swamp Leech on turn 1. They can play the Raptor. That's a 2-drop 3/2 that adapts a beast on turn 2. They use their weapon on turn 3 to control the board, and if they get Dire Frenzy on Swamp Leech, that will be a 1 mana 5/4 for 1 mana. That's not bad, but it's too many moving parts. I don't think that's the route Hunters will go. I don't think that card will make it, but that's not bad. There's another 4-drop that Hunters get that's really good. I think it's the legendary, actually, the legendary Hunter card. It's really good. I was talking to Crazy about that the other day. Odd Hunter is definitely going to see play. Upgraded Hunter hero power out the gate. The only issue with Odd Hunter is that Odd Hunter runs a really good curve, and I doubt that they will be using their hero power until about turn 8. Or no, turn 7, my bad. We'll see. Which is still good to have that. I mean, I feel like the upgraded Hunter hero power is used as a game ender than it is as a mainstay. So we'll see. Taunt, lose 1 health for each card in your opponent's hand. So on average, your opponent's going to hold about 4 cards, maybe 5 cards in their hand on turn 5. So it's really a 3/8 taunt for 5. That is still very good stats for this card. I see Witchwood Grizzly being used in Quest Warrior, which is the main warrior deck that I will be pushing legendary rank on this season. Warrior will likely be my competitive deck, and I plan to run Taunt Warrior. I wonder if Dragon decks are going to make a thing this season. A neutral demon? Interesting. That too may be used. No, I don't think this will be used in Taunt Warrior. I cannot wait to make that deck. That will likely be the first deck that I will attempt to build after we are done with the deck openings or the pack openings. Druids. I think Druids are going to be annoying to deal with, but I don't think it's going to be in the form of this. Though this card may be the Wisp play. I believe that's a 3-drop as well. But if you don't have the Wisp on turn 3, then you could play this. You're definitely going to see aggro Druid for sure. This card is definitely going to be used in Taunt Warrior. I like Divine Shield minions in my Paladin decks, and it has Rush. This card is definitely going to be used in Control Paladin decks.
Golden Comet.
Druids who are running the Druid decks that I think are going to be run are likely going to be running this card as well. Where you put, there's a card that gives you, I think it's a 2-mana card that puts 3 Wisps in your hand. So if you play nothing on turn 1, you have 5 cards with a coin if you're second. And then on turn 2, you play that card, you have about 8 cards, I believe. Play this on turn 3, you get 8 mana and you draw a card. You lose a lot of tempo, but you're playing a 4-drop that puts 7 Wisp. It's either a 3-drop or a 4-drop that puts 7 Wisp on the board, and then you buff them. Could be a nasty play. Druid's gonna be annoying. I don't think it's gonna be a meta deck though. I think it's gonna be the top tier deck. This card is garbage. I remember this was one of the first cards that I've seen revealed, like day one of them introducing the new expansion, and at best this is a 6/2. This is a, what's the card called? The Reckless Rocketeer or something like that for 1 less mana. 6/2 rush. No. Or you can consider it a 2/2 weapon on turn 4 that will likely survive its first attack. No. If this was in the Mean Streets of Gadgetson expansion, this card would be really good because you can buff it in your hand. Each time this is in your hand. This is a better version of that card because it has stealth. I would rather have a stealth minion than a rush minion, because you can make it a 5/2 and then buff it the next turn. That card's gonna be good in Arena. 5/9 taunts, good stats. I'm not afraid of Murloc decks anymore, but that is a scary Murloc card. And if Shaman ends up running a Murloc deck, it's gonna be scary. Oddly enough, that's a good anti-priest card. And it's for priest. Interesting. And it's a dragon. Dragon priest may stay a thing, but I doubt priest will run dragon over any other deck type that they can run. I'm expecting a legendary within 10 packs. Oh, yep. Okay, no, that's not the card I'm looking for. But this is the 2-drop that sets up for that 3-drop play. You get 3 2/2s, which is really good. Town Crier. If Warrior is going to run a rush deck, this is a staple in that deck. You would run very specific cards though when you play this, which is why I don't think the rush deck is going to work out too well, because that means you're going to be running a combo Warrior deck, which implies that you're not going to really be aggro. You're going to be tempo based, which means you're likely going to lose to aggro decks. And the worst late game deck that I can think of is the Battlecry Shaman. You're likely going to lose to that too. Will Rush... Can Rush win you the game? No, I don't think it can. Unless there's a card that I haven't seen, which I haven't seen a lot of cards, but I doubt Hearthstone made it, where there's a card that if it takes damage, it does something. Like a Grim Patron type effect, where it summons a copy of itself. And it has Rush, and then you can do it over and over again. I doubt that card's in this. But again, I haven't seen a lot of cards. This is a very scary priest card. Summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand. If Sylvanas was a thing, this card would be a staple. So I'm trying to think of a Death Rattle card that is scary. And I know there is a Death Rattle card that's scary. I just don't know it yet. Maybe it's the Dragon card? Who knows? Terrible card. I'll never run that in Paladin until I do. It may be okay, but 8 mana for 3/4. you gotta be playing a serious heal control paladin deck. Since we lose Sleep with the Fishes, Warpath isn't so appealing. But because you can cast it again and again and again, you can do this 5 times maximum. Then it's for all of your mana, do 5 damage to everything. At best, I would say that this is good to do 2 damage to everything for 4 mana. That's likely the play. This card is really good. I'd like to have golden version of these cards if I could help it. Something tells me that this card is going to be used in some gimmick paladin deck. I think Exodia Paladin is still going to be a thing this expansion. We'll find out. I'm trying to think about how you can make that work. Ideally, you would play 2 of these. So that gives you 2 hero powers. But that's 6, 8, 10. You can only use this twice. Nah, I don't think this is going to be used in a gimmick paladin deck, but something tells me that that's going to be used in some gimmicky deck. It could be used for Quest Hunter, now that I think about it. You just run one of those, and you can, not Quest Hunter, but definitely, and you can have two hero powers. Alright, 4 packs, 5 packs. I'm expecting a legendary. I'm not looking for the latest I can get a legendary. I want a legendary sooner. So I expect to get one of these 4 packs. This card is good for the Shaman deck, but it's almost needed for the Shaman deck. So this card is definitely used in a Shaman deck, but could this be used somewhere else? Maybe? Maybe for those really big minions that have an effect. If you run Quest Paladin, then this is really good too. But I wonder if Quest Paladin will be a thing. I will try to make a Quest Paladin. If I have the Paladin quest. I think I disenchanted it. That was the season where I focused more on my warrior. Seeing some new cards here. This is Odd Mage is going to be a thing, and it's going to be very annoying. They don't get Frostbolt though, and they don't get Fireball, but they get Torch, or did Torch get cycled out? I'm looking for a legendary. Give me my legendary. I am upset. More legendaries essentially means more ways I can get getting Greymane.
Golden Comet.
I'll take a golden combo. I need golden epics though. Second Rebuke. I do plan on seeing if Rebuke is going to be a viable Paladin card. Knife Juggler, Aggro, Warlock. That may fit the bill. Neutral Demon. I like that they're doing this. This is semi-good news for Priest or anybody that sometimes takes a card from Warlock. So at the very least, there's a demon in the game that we all have access to. But it's not the biggest deal. Another rebuke. Another rebuke. I hate that this happens. There's the secret type that I mentioned earlier. I think the Paladin deck that I will be running will be the Secret Paladin, and I will use the Paladin's version of this. I advise all Hunter players to use this card as well, because a 2-mana 6/6 at any phase of the game is good, and people will be playing 3 cards. So Secret Hunter is definitely going to be a thing, at the very least for the first week or 2. So whip out your flares, Hunters. That's just good around the board. If you're gonna revolve your deck around this, it's just good. 4 mana 3/3 that draws a card. I think the best draw for that was the Engineer, not Novice Engineer though. That was a 2/4 for 4 that draws a card. It's not bad. That's a decent card. I'm seeing a lot of Ghostly Chargers. There's the second one. Good. I didn't want to have to craft anything for the Hunter, as my focus would be on the Paladin and the Warrior. And I get a third one for good measure. It would be nice to have a golden copy of these, as the 6/6 that would be summoned would be golden as well. And I do appreciate my golden cards. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? I'm seeing a lot of the same cards. But I am not seeing legendary. So the latest that I should see a new legendary is, I got my first legendary at pack 70, I think. So around pack 45, I think. Or 35, I should say. I really hope that it doesn't take that long for me to get that legendary. I like to see golden rares. I like to see golden epics.
Golden comment. Rare.
Congratulations, Beagle.
Rare. Cool. Rare.
Golden rare. Deal 4 damage to a minion. If a minion died this turn, this cost 1. Oh, that's really good. That's a really good Hunter card. Well, that's a really good card. Is it good for Hunter? I don't know. But if a Hunter wants to play control, that's a must. I'd like to see that legendary before I get to 40.
Rare.
That card's annoying. Warlocks may run that. There's the paladin version of the secret. Very good. 1 mana draw 2. Very good. And there's the legendary.
Legendary.
Dustfall Aviana. On each player's turn, the first card played costs 0. This card is really, 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 really bad. This card is terrible. If you get this card, disenchant it immediately. Because if you play this card on turn 5, the best case scenario is that you had your turn 5 first. And, well, that's not the best case scenario, but it's the best consistent scenario. The best case scenario is you somehow play this on turn 1, and then it doesn't matter. But if you're playing this on turn 5, and it's your opponent's turn, that means they get to play 10 mana worth of stuff on turn 5. No. It's no. And I get the card. I am thoroughly upset. But before I disenchant it, I am gonna see if I can make a 1-turn kill that involves that card and see if I can make it work. But you're essentially giving your opponent the opportunity that you want the next turn, and they get to do it first. This is what I'm talking about. Give me that double legendary. The game loves me. They're making it up to me. Alright. Toki the Time Tinkerer. Add a random legendary minion from the past to your hand. What does that even mean? I'm assuming from the past means past expansions? I don't know what this means, but I don't play mage, but I'm glad that I got 2 legendaries back to back, which means we're ahead of schedule. And it gave me an epic. If you're holding a dragon, gain taunt, divine shield. So a 2/2 that costs 2 that has taunt and divine shield. So it's essentially was it a mechanobot or something like that, but it has taunt. You may see Dragon Paladins because that's a very good card. Even by itself, it's decent. So even if you're running Dragon Paladin and you don't have a dragon in your hand, you can still feel somewhat comfortable playing this. Not bad. Random legendary minion from the past. Maybe that means wild cards. Or very specific. Golden Epic. This is good karma. You keep your cool here on Thursday SMR, and Hearthstone will reward you with a beautiful bounty of Golden Epic cards. This is what we were looking for. Golden Epic cards essentially means that I get an epic card's worth of dust, which is a quarter of a legendary, I believe. So that's really good. Or half of a legendary. I think that's 800 dust. I'm not sure. But after a friendly minion dies, add a random shaman spell to your hand. This would be terrible if it was a shaman card. However, it is a neutral card, and this could be very useful for priest. If that priest is still there, I forgot her name, but when you cast a spell, you get a random priest spell. But I don't think this card's gonna make it in any top tier decks, but it could be a fun deck to make. Very good card for priest.
Rare.
Honestly, if you can somehow make copies of this cards, you can essentially have a 6/5 that summons itself over and over and over again. If you can somehow get copies of this card in hand.
Rare.
So that card may be a gimmick priest deck. This could be used with Baron Geddon. So that's 4 damage to everything for 7. That summons a 6/6. That's not bad. The problem is, will you run Baron in your deck? Another golden epic. Today is a good day. Unfortunately for me, I don't want to disenchant this card, as this card's going to be very good. But I'd rather have a golden card that I run in my deck than a non-golden card that I'm running in my deck. I've been pretty lucky as we have approached the bottom half of our deck opening experience. Every version of this rogue card is good. Just any card that a rogue has that puts something in their hand is good for rogues. So you will see tempo rogues play that. The question is, will Miracle Rogue be a thing? I hope not. I'd like to see more honesty in Hearthstone. If you're losing tempo, then that means you're losing the game. That's how I would like to see it. But we all know that the decks that are at the top of the tier list are not honest decks. Cheap Shot doesn't stun. I'm disappointed. Is that what the move's called? The card was called Cheap Shot? Paper Thin, I'm actually quite curious. Me and you, we've gone way back, and you were a heavy advocate of Priest and Rogue. Why don't you play those classes in Hearthstone? Why do you play the class that you've known me to play against you in WoW, which is Hunter? Never got any good cards for them. You pulled 3 Hunter legendaries, 4 actually. Well, I mean, this season is definitely good for Hunters. So I'm not saying you shouldn't play Hunter. I was just curious on why I haven't seen you play Priest or Rogue even. But Hunter's been having a good time. I loved playing Hunter last season. The minionless Hunter deck was my flavor, and I even threw in the Death Knight for good measure. Very fun. I have a lot of fun playing that deck. Because Priest is fun. So you're saying Paper doesn't play Priest because Priest is fun? Paper is an anti-fun kind of guy. But he's showing a lot of love here by participating in Thursday SMR. So, unless I'm not fun. Come on, I'm HDeezus. Of course I'm fun. This is going to be a very volatile Druid card, as I think the only beast that would be the end priest is that 12 mana card. That is Crazy Bunny on Twitch. A very good friend. Reveal a weapon from your deck. Deal this attack to all minions. So at best, you can get Gorehound. 6 mana, deal 7 to everything. I don't think it's good enough though. I want to see 2 legendaries. I'm gonna be greedy. I want to see 2 more legendaries within these 30 packs. And I'd like for one of the legendaries to be a legendary that I need. Congratulations, Beagle. See a legendary by pack 25. Odd Priest. That is definitely going to be a thing for Priest. Holy moly. Well, not necessarily, because priests will lose all form of control if they do that. They lose their Shadow Word Pain, they keep death, they lose a Power Word Shield, which even though they don't need it for the health anymore, they would have needed it for the draw. But something tells me priests will use this card, and if they do, it will likely work. They also lose mind control as well. And priests have been played that lately. You see a legend here. Okay. Take every golden rare and golden epic I can, because at the very least I'll get the dust to be able to craft everything that I need. Again, this is a card that I can't disenchant because I think this card is very huge for Warrior. Beagle is on a roll right now. Definitely a card I will disenchant. It looks to me like I won't be playing my Paladin deck early. Looks like Taunt Warrior is the class, as I don't need one legendary for that one. It's not even, well no, I need 2. I need Gen Greymane and the odd neutral legendary. I can craft the odd neutral legendary. But then again, I do have a lot of dust, so I can easily craft both. Golden Lady. He got 4 legendaries in less than 10 minutes, and one was a golden legendary. He deserves an ASMR clap. That has been your congratulatory ASMR clap clap break. Let's continue. Really weak paladin card, but if I were a paladin, I would love a sword made out of silver that looks just like this. I really do like paladin, so I would definitely try to make that card work. I still have a solid chance at getting 2 legendaries before 15 packs. But the chances are very low compared to if I had it before 25. So this one right here is the pack that needs to be legendary. Feral Jinx. Hello, hello. Kick ya. Welcome to Thursday SMR. We're here playing Hearthstone and we're doing a little pack opening. Please enjoy the smooth sounds of Bossa Nova and a lowered atmosphere of chill. Thank you for tuning in. For that golden border around my card earlier, but it looks like we're only gonna get one. We're almost guaranteed a legendary by the end of this. I think there's about an 85 to 90% chance. Honestly, a 92 to 95% chance. There it is. And we have the Hunter Legendary. Double the attack and health of all minions in your hand. That's a dragon. Is this Hunter card good? This could be a very devastating card. This card is actually really good. I'm going to call the play right here. All you need to do is survive until turn 10 and have the 9 mana 8/8 charge Raptor or Tyrannosaurus Rex in your hand. Just that card alone. Now you have a 16/16 charge minion as a hunter. Typically by turn 10, you've got your opponent within that health range. You can easily run like a dragon hunter deck too. I don't know if that would help, but you've got that option. But will I be playing this card? Unfortunately, yes, I would love to try this card out, so I'm not going to be able to disenchant it. I'm looking for a miracle though, looking for another legendary. Then I can feel good. I'll also accept a golden epic. interesting card.
Rare.
Hand Druid is definitely going to be played. I just don't know if it's going to be good. It likely will be pretty decent, to be honest.
Rare. Rare. Rare.
3 packs. Can we get a legendary in 3 packs? Let's cross our fingers.
Rare.
Not here.
Rare. Rare.
But we get a little consolation. Final pack.
Rare. Yes.
We do not get our 5th legendary. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we do not get our 5th legendary, but we got 4, and we have a few golden, a couple of golden rares. No, we have a lot of golden rares. We have a few golden epics, so one of them is the equivalent of a legendary, so that's good. And we had 1,000 dust. So at the very least, no matter what we craft, or no matter what we had, we should still be able to afford to build the decks that we want. This concludes the pack opening segment. I plan on putting this on YouTube. So, to those who are watching on YouTube, thank you for making it this far. Please, I do this every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I won't be opening packs every Thursday, but I likely will be playing Hearthstone every Thursday. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/HDeezus. Thank you for watching. Take care, Exceed. Handle your duties. Now, we will be building our